All right, y'all. I've avoided talking about this particular subject because it's too much. It's too much. And it's always been, it's always something that brings up so much controversy. Like, I really don't like talking about this topic, but I've been hinting at it in almost every message and every podcast episode that I've had. And it's because it ties into more than one area than one. And specifically what I'm talking about is love. Oh, God. I don't really like talking about this subject because I feel like, I don't know, like the more I talk about it, the more it kind of feels a little bit like it's coming from just a wounded place. And I don't know, like I don't like talking about it because it's like, no, I don't want to go there. Because majority of what I'm talking about when I bring up the topic of love has a lot to do with the things that I'm still processing through and all of those things. And to be honest with you, like my track record when it comes to love has not been the best. So that's why I don't like talking about it. It's like, after a while, especially because I listen to my own podcast episodes too. So like going back and listening to it, I'm like, oh God, I don't want to hear this. I don't want to hear this back. I don't want to talk about this, but it keeps coming up. And I'm currently at a position now where I'm processing a situation in particular that I believe is very important for my female audience to listen to and even my male audience to listen to. So let's talk about love. Oh God, y'all. Where do I even begin? Look, here's the thing. I'll bring you back just a bit, right? As far as relationships go, I'll try not to be vague, but some of this I'm just not going to dive too deep into. Now, when it comes to the realm of love, right? There is a process that women go through in their life, especially when or if they did not have a male role model in their life, or there was an emotionally absent or unavailable parent in their life. There's a process that a woman goes through to find herself. And a lot of the times what that looks like is going through a bunch of trial and error. Now, this is the case for most people, right? This is the case. This is typically the case for most people. Especially if you didn't have a healthy example of what love looks like and not just some superficial positivity all the time looking ass relationship, but it's toxic behind closed doors. No, a healthy relationship that showed you the ups and downs and how to get through things. People go through cycles. When you finally go out into the world and get your heart broke a few times, right? There's this cycle that you tend to go through when it comes to learning how to value yourself, learning how to respect yourself, learning how to choose partners that choose you back. And prior to you getting to that place of confidence within yourself, you go through this season, this phase, these repetition, right? Where you keep meeting a lot of the same people, a lot of the same lessons, attracting the same types of girls, attracting the same types of guys. And you tend to go through that again and again and again and again and again because it's teaching you a lesson revolving around self-worth and learning how to respect yourself enough to choose better, right? So here's the thing. If we're talking specifically about me, my track record in terms of love has been trash. Very trash. No, very much so trash, right? And this is why I grew up in an environment where I was constantly seeking validation, right? And it was because, like, for one reason or the other, right? Like, I wasn't affirmed as a child. I didn't really feel like I was the most, I didn't have the I grew up around a lot of women or girls around me that developed a bit quicker than me. So I had these little insecurities and felt like I had to prove myself. And so a lot of the things that I have, the things and the qualities about myself that I have now, I have built that for myself on my own. And how I did that was through trial and error. So majority of my beginning stages relationships were very toxic, very abusive. I have been disrespected by niggas in every way that you can imagine, yo. Like the disrespect from these niggas now. Oh no, look, and this I have been disrespected in ways that a woman should never be disrespected. Okay? First and foremost, I saw abuse in my household. I saw abuse. And not to mention, like, I was raised by, a parent that just didn't have the emotional capacity to be able to provide me with that connectivity. So a lot of the connections I got in, I tried to people please, I tried to perform into, right? So, I mean, obviously what that did was attract people that liked to be performed for, right? People that take, people that look at you and can spot your insecurities and allow themselves to use that to their advantage, right? And I want to give a fair warning. I'm not talking about this from a place of victimhood, right? I'm not saying like, oh my goodness, but just to be fucking clear, like, fuck these niggas, bro. Like, fuck them. That shit was not cool. And I have to say that, right? Because as an empathetic person and as a person that has really dove deep into what it means to really sit with the wounds and understand and have an understanding heart and learn how to forgive people. And I have come to that place where I truly have forgiven these people. I still want to make sure I give myself the grace enough to say, fuck them people, bro. Fuck every single one of my exes, bro. Fuck them. What you did was fucked up. You dead ass wrong, okay? I take accountability for the part I played, but fuck you for the part you played. You are dead ass wrong. How you treated me was fucked up. But that's neither here nor there. I just have to make sure I give myself that grace, man, because I swear, sometimes you get to this place in your healing journey where you're like, yeah, like I understand and, I don't hold no grudges. But you do have to give yourself the language and the grace to be able to still say, wow, no, that hurt. That was fucked up. I didn't deserve that. Right? So I try not to be so empathetic and so forgiving that I don't allow myself the grace to feel my anger, as I'm now coming to a place where the anger no longer controls me, right? So that's neither here nor there. I'm giving you guys, I'm just trying to paint the picture, right? I went through a lot of abusive relationships, right? Some of them not physically abusive. I think I've really only ever been in one physically abusive relationship, but as far as mentally abusive relationships, emotionally abusive, manipulative, it was insane, right? But one common theme that I've noticed in majority of those relationships was my capacity and tendency to get into these connections and overgive and overextend myself. And I would do that so much so that even if I got to a place where I realized like I was being depleted, it was still like, well, you know what? Let me just be grateful for this. Let me get to this space now where I feel like, they've been through their wounds. They've been through this. And that's what I mean, right? I was so empathetic to the point where it was like, regardless of how I was being treated, I can understand why they're behaving the way that they are. So I extended too much grace. And in return, what that did was put a damper on my own self-image. Like I kept attracting these types of people that did the absolute bare fucking minimum. And it's crazy. I'm just now, within the most recent, I want to say 5 to 6 years, this whole little era of me healing and finding the language to process what I went through, I had no idea that was happening. I had no idea what these people were doing. All I knew is that I just felt depleted, but I didn't want to rock the boat, all the things. But here's what I've learned, right? A lot of that stuff starts at home. When you are born into an environment where you already have someone that isn't emotionally available to you, you mistake that as love. So I didn't know that passion and chemistry and being so attracted to someone does not always equate to having the emotional availability, being with someone that can actually support you and have the patience with you and love you. So I didn't see manipulation for manipulation. I saw it as, oh, maybe they're just upset. Maybe they're just this. Maybe they're just that. And again, once I finally started to develop the language, I had went through this polaring experience where I was like, okay, now I'm done. And I went into the extreme, the opposite, where I completely isolated myself. And I was like, no, I don't want to be friends with people. I don't want to be in relationships with people. I don't want to kick it with you, skate with you, hang with you. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing to do with you now. None of it. I went through the extreme of like being really, really angry with other people, angry with myself. And I just felt like being alone was better. Now, I'm creating this video because I'm finally finding myself getting to a place where my heart has softened up just a bit, enough to understand who I am now and what it would actually mean to be in connections with people without taking things so personally and without abandoning myself in the process. Which is why I believe this video is very, very important for the women that are attracted to my voice and even the men that listen to my podcast. What I'm doing in all of these videos is providing the language that comes with healing, that comes with it. And I am by no means trying to portray myself as like a fucking, I know everything. No, there are still things about myself that I'm learning. But what I am doing is bringing you guys along during the journey, right? So, and just to kind of catch you guys up to speed, what also sparked my need to want to come create this video is that in my most recent experience, right? Mind you, I've been in isolation and I've been celibate now for like almost a year and a half. But I most recently came across this very intense, very passionate relationship. And it was very short-lived, right? But what it did when I got involved with it, it triggered me. It like, first of all, I have not been interested in talking to anybody at all. You know what I mean? I have not been interested. No fucking way. I have not been into none of that, right? It just hasn't crossed my mind. I'm not into that. Right now, I'm really into my career and into myself. But this most recent experience that I had, it sparked this reminder of self that I do still have desires. I do still have urges, right? And I allowed myself to indulge a little bit. But within that experience, I only allowed myself to indulge in the more intimate side, right? The more, not to say that I was giving it up, right? You know what I mean? I'm trying to find it. I allowed myself to indulge a little bit in just the passion of it, right? Just the fun of it. And to be honest with you, I even told myself like that is kind of all I have the capacity for right now, because I have things within myself that I still want to accomplish for myself. So boom, I allow this little fun encounter to happen, and we're just, just vibing, just getting to know each other. And not too long after indulging into the more just lighthearted side of things, it kind of nudged me back into my own body for a moment. And I kind of came back to myself and was like, okay, wait, what is it that I want? Is this what I want? Is this the kind of connection that I need right now? And that's a very important question that I find myself in, because it's cool to have lighthearted connections. It really is. But again, and I've mentioned this before, you cannot fully heal in isolation. And this particular connection reminded me of that, right? And here's why. When you have been in isolation for a really long time now, even if you're doing the work, you're doing the spiritual work, you're doing the healing, right? You start to develop blind spots, right? There's only so much healing and so much self-work that you can do alone. When you come into connections with different people, they, unbeknownst to you, you need them. You need them because they nudge you in areas that you don't even know that you have, right? So even if you've been doing a lot of deep diving in the realm of healing your self-perception, healing your abandonment wounds. Ooh, that's a big one. Healing your abandonment wounds. Sometimes, even with you doing all the therapy work and all the things, sometimes you come into connections with different types of people that remind you, hey, even though you've been healing in this still triggers you. This still reminds you of that. Hey, you're still allowing this. This is how this shows up in other people. And it poses the question to you, what are you going to do? Is this still what you're going to allow? Right? Because remember, this entire process when it comes to coming back to a place of self-confidence and finding yourself and being more confident when it comes to love has a lot to do with the connections that you attract, right? So once you start to develop that form of confidence, it poses the question to you, right? A very important question that you have to ask yourself, which is this what I want? Is this what I'm willing to allow? Because here's the thing, then this is what I'm learning. You can never get too mad or upset at the other person for doing what it is that you have allowed them to do. So if they are not consistent, but you still allow them to come around, that's on you. You can't get upset with them for being an inconsistent person when you have already given them permission to be an inconsistent person in your life. Here's the thing, you can't run either. Ooh, that was a big thing for me. As soon as I got triggered by somebody, I was like, see, this is why I'm single. This is why I don't do it. Nope, I'm done. But see, that doesn't solve anything. All it does is give you more of an excuse to stay in isolation. And that's avoidant. See, the moment that you get triggered, you also have a choice. You can either face that trigger head on, or you can stay avoidant. But keep in mind, that trigger isn't going to go away. You're going to have to address that trigger in one way or the other, whether it be in this relationship or the next. So being triggered by someone isn't always a sign, oh, I need to pull back. But you do have to be discerning because you have to communicate what that boundary is. Go within, identify what's triggering you, communicate that to the other person, and then based off of their response and their actions, that is what's going to tell you if they have the capacity to be in your life or not. That's unavoidable. You have to address that. And it's the same thing for any other thing that a person is doing. If they show up and they're behaving in a way that you don't like, but you allow it, then you're giving them permission to be exactly who they are. And see, that's another thing that I've learned. You can't change people. You can't. And see, that's one of the things that I had to really work through and work on. I can't get mad at somebody for showing up and being exactly who they are. My goal is to be myself and observe how they are naturally. Because see, what we tend to do is project onto people. When we meet someone, and in particularly, don't let it be somebody that you think is fine. Ooh. Don't let it be nobody you think is sexy. What? You're going to start to project all of the things, all of the qualities onto them that they may not even actually have. You start to project who it is that you want them to be instead of just observing who they actually are. And what happens in the process is that, one, you become disappointed, and two, you start to not trust yourself enough to make valid decisions. But see, that's why I'm creating this video, right? That's another reason why. Because what I'm learning and what I have learned is that when it comes to these triggers, when it comes to learning how to show up in love after a season of not really knowing, what I'm learning is that when you can start to let your guard down a little bit and allow your heart to soften, when when you realize it has nothing to do with the other person. And that's what I meant in the beginning by not taking things too personal, right? You don't have to take things personal. A lot of the times people show up as your mirrors. So yes, even the relationships that I got in before that were abusive and just not all the way around, just messed up, Again, I take accountability for the part I had to play in that. And the part that I had to play in it has a lot to do with me and what I allowed. Because had this version of me been in those same situations, I wouldn't even be with those people. Those relationships wouldn't have even lasted as long as they did. And that's why I say, the process of understanding love as a whole and what it means to be in a partnership with someone, I've come a really, really long way. I have. And for the people listening to my voice, if you have had the capacity to listen to this video all the way up until this point, the fact that you're even attracted to this video shows that you've come a long way too. And see, sitting with that is something that I'm also learning how to do, right? And so one of the things that we can start to do as a collective in terms of starting to soften up a little bit to not being so angry with love or being so willing and so open to just bring any and everybody in is finding this balance. Learning how to balance the difference between being too avoidant and being afraid of getting hurt versus I don't care who it is, just bring it in, no. And one of the ways you can do that, and this is what I'm learning, you're going to have to learn how to be present. Ooh, that's a big thing. Because especially for someone who has an abandonment wound or someone who is an avoidant attachment, we have a tendency to want to abandon ourselves in an attempt to please somebody else. And it happens subtly. It's real quick. It don't take long, especially if you have a track record of trying to people please. Yeah, it don't take long. All it takes is a little bit of consistency from that person. Just a little bit of love, a little bit of attention. That is enough to trigger your little people pleasing ways to be like, oh, let me go ahead and overgive. This is the time. No. And see, it took me a while to want to even create this podcast episode because even coming from this place, this perspective that I have on love where I'm not so jaded, I'm not so angry, I'm not so, it took some time and it's going to take you some time. And one thing that I've learned even from that most recent encounter that I had is that the best thing to do, even if you do come across people that show you like they're not worthy of your time, is learn how to give yourself compassion and learn how to just accept that this particular person does not have the capacity to receive me. It's not personal. It really isn't. It's not personal. Not everybody you meet is meant to be in your life long term. That's just kind of ridiculous, right? I think we can agree that everybody you meet is meant to be your soulmate. That's ridiculous. No, some people are just meant to teach you things and show you things and sometimes just be a part of this fun energy, and that's okay. But it's also okay if sometimes you meet someone and they may have sparked your feelings in a way that you may have wanted something more and they still let you down. That's okay too. That's okay. These things happen and all of it is data. All of it is information to learn more about yourself. And so I find myself in this willingness to, at the very least, because I can't fully sit up here and say I'm open to just dating and doing all of that again. But what I can say is I'm at the very least willing to give myself an opportunity to be free in terms of just meeting people without attaching so fiercely to my expectations for them, what I wanted to have, and he's got to be this and she's got to be that. And no, see, when you allow yourself to come back home to yourself, it's not personal. You don't meet people and just attach so quickly. You get to have a little fun. I like to call it, and this guy gave me this term one time. He said, playing in the sandbox with people. You get to see, when you love yourself, you don't put all that pressure on other people to do that for you. You can't place people on pedestals that they don't belong on. They haven't earned that. And see, that's the thing. When you allow yourself to just be free and explore, you'll understand the difference between someone who's worthy of that and they earn it versus someone who's just, you're meant to meet and let them go. It ain't personal, baby. It's okay. It happens. It's okay. And see, one of the things that I have had to teach myself and allow myself to learn is that, and this has taken me time, man, but extending myself enough grace to not become the people that hurt me. Right? Because I can very easily do that. You could very easily do that. After you go through so many experiences that show you like people ain't and this ain't and I can't. Yeah, it makes sense. You have every reason to do that, but it's a choice. You don't have to become that energy. And so I want you to really sit with that for a moment. What does love look like for you in this particular season? Because it's not just romantic. This goes for platonic, career, passions, how you feel about yourself. Yeah. I want you guys to really sit with that. And I want you to really process what you've already gone through. Because the best thing about coming to this conclusion about yourself and being more confident in love is that you get the beauty of extracting the lesson and leaving the baggage. You ain't got to keep bringing these old people into new situations, baby. It's okay to let it go. It's okay. And so I want you guys to sit with that. Comment below, like, comment, subscribe, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Make sure you're subscribed to all the socials, guys, and I'll see you next time.